Hello, students, I hope everyone is doing great and safe. I welcome you all back to your online classes and hope you all are recharged after your Eid holidays. Before we start our today's lecture, I want to inform you guys about notebook completion. After your summer holidays, you will have your first term examination. Everything that will be the part of the examination must be written in your notebooks, including words and their meanings, questions answers, summaries, and other objective type questions. Alright. Today we are going to start a new chapter. This chapter is about a horse who has seen brutal hunting sport for the first time. This unit is a part of a complete novel named The Black Beauty, written by Anna Sewell. First of all, we will read about the author's life so that we can accurately understand what this story is all about. Secondly, we will talk about the novel from which this excerpt has been taken for you to read. Thirdly, we will read the chapter, underline difficult words, and find meanings using a dictionary. Let's get started. In this first part of the video lecture, we will talk about the author who has written the novel The Black Beauty. The name of the author is Anna Sewell, and she has written only one novel throughout her lifetime. She was born in England on March 30, 1820, and she died on April 25, 1878. Her mother was also a writer. During her lifetime, she was very concerned about the lives of animals, especially horses, so she wrote a novel in which the main character is a horse, and the whole story revolves around the lifetime of that horse. Anna Sewell said, "A special aim was to induce kindness, sympathy, and understanding treatment of horses." The first part of the video is over. In the next part, we will talk about the novel. The full name of the title of the novel is Black Beauty, His Grooms and Companions, the autobiography of a horse, and it was published in 1877. Stories told by a horse named Black Beauty, who is a very obedient and hard-working horse. He is initially owned by kind masters but is sold to successively crueler owners. Eventually, he collapses from overwork and ill treatment, but in the end, he is sold to another kind owner and recovers. Now let's read the chapter carefully and try to understand the story and also the pronunciation of difficult words. While you are listening to the audio of the chapter, I would advise you to underline all the difficult words or phrases that you don't understand. Let's begin. Open your books on page 19. Before I was 2 years old, a circumstance happened which I have never forgotten. It was early in the spring, there had been a little frost in the night, and a light mist still hung over the woods and meadows. I and the other colts were feeding at the lower part of the field when we heard, quite in the distance, what sounded like the cry of dogs. The oldest of the colts raised his head, pricked his ears, and said, "There are the hounds," and immediately cantered off, followed by the rest of us to the upper part of the field, where we could look over the hedge and see several fields beyond. My mother and an old riding horse of our master's were also standing near, and seemed to know all about it. "They have found a hare," said my mother, "and if they come this way we shall see the hunt." And soon the dogs were all tearing down the field of young wheat next to ours. I never heard such a noise as they made. They did not bark, nor howl, nor whine, but kept on a yo, you, oh, oh, yo, oh, oh, at the top of their voices. After them, and we young colts wanted to be galloping with them, but they were soon away into the fields lower down. Here it seemed as if they had come to a stand, the dogs left off barking, and ran about every way with their noses to the ground. "They have lost the scent," said the old horse. "Perhaps the hare will get off." "What hare?" I said. "Oh, I don't know what hare. Likely enough it may be one of our own hares out of the woods. Any hare they can find will do for the dogs and men to run after." And before long the dogs began their yo, 0, oh, again, and back they came all together at full speed, making straight for our meadow at the part where the high bank and hedge overhang the brook. "Now we shall see the hare," said my mother, and just then a hare wild with fright rushed by and made for the woods. On came the dogs, they burst over the bank, leapt the stream, and came dashing across the field followed by the huntsman. 6 or 8 men leapt their horses clean over, close upon the dogs. The hare tried to get through the fence, it was too thick, and she turned sharp round to make for the road, but it was too late. The dogs were upon her with their wild cries. We heard one shriek, and that was the end of her. One of the huntsmen rode up and whipped off the dogs, who would soon have torn her to pieces. He held her up by the leg torn and bleeding, and all the gentlemen seemed well pleased. As for me, I was so astonished that I did not at first see what was going on by the brook, but when I did look there was a sad sight. 2 fine horses were down. One was struggling in the stream, and the other was groaning on the grass. One of the riders was getting out of the water covered with mud, the other lay quite still. "His neck is broke," said my mother. "And serve him right, too," said one of the colts. I thought the same, but my mother did not join with us. "Well, no," she said, "you must not say that, but though I am an old horse, and have seen and heard a great deal, I never yet could make out why men are so fond of this sport. They often hurt themselves, often spoil good horses, and steer up the fields, and all for a hare or a fox, or a stag, that they could get more easily some other way, but we are only horses, and don't know." Dear students, this is all for this video, and we have completed the reading of the whole chapter, and I hope for you guys have to underline difficult words as well. As homework, you guys have to make a title page of the chapter. Then you have to read the whole chapter and record yourself in a voice note or maybe in a video, and then you have to send it to your English literature teacher. Finally, write all the difficult words in your notebook so that we can discuss them and write their meanings when you come to the Zoom session. You can always ask your subject teacher if there is any difficulty or question that you have in your mind. In the next week, we will explain the chapter. We will try to comprehend the story. Till then, take care and have a good time.